This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the
San Diego Padres.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padre POSTCAST. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ on social media. And I'll tell you what, I am pumped to be here today, hosting your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And let me tell you something. I am happy and grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for making us your first watch/listen every day, whether it's me, whether it's Javi with Locked On Padres Podcast. Yeah, we're here. He's here every day. I'm here after every game. And with that, we're the dynamic duo. And today, we have a win to tell you about. It's absolutely fantastic. The Padres with a great performance today from their pitching staff in the finale and the bandbox in Sacktown. Look, it's a day where, you're thinking it's the daytime in Northern California. The wind's blowing. These balls are going to be flying out of here everywhere. The Padres end up with 12 hits. They leave everybody in the world in scoring position. But more on that later. But only 2 hits for the A's today. And Randy Vásquez with a great job on the hill. The bullpen following suit right after that. All right, it's your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. And today's show is brought to you by, and you know I love talking to you about Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. All right, busy one. Let's get to it. 2-1 Padres getaway day. They go back home for the Rockies, undermanned with the injuries. Updates on all that coming your way and more. It's your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, and here's what's up today.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Hey, so nice we did it twice. Look at that. Look at that stadium, huh? Look at that old school bridge out there. Sacktown, roll now. Look at that. And it's funny because the announcers, Don Orsillo and those guys, they were saying how they hadn't been to Sacktown in forever. They had been through it, never been there, the capital of California. Look at that park. Look at that yard. I mean, it's small. It's tiny, right? Hence the words, bandbox, right? And look how close this series was. The Padres win the series 2-1. Their pitching was fantastic today, and that's what it came down to in this game, is a 2-hit, 1-run performance by the Padres pitching staff, and the A's got that run in the bottom of the second inning. And in fact, they only got 1 hit after the second inning, and that was it, man. That was it all day long. So Randy Vásquez with an incredible job on the mound. Morejon right after that with Estrada, and then Jason Adam and Robert Suarez. Give me a better one, too, to where you could say, hey, Tanner Scott, you're one of the best relievers in the game, but we don't need you back this year. And I still can't believe they didn't win the World Series with that bullpen last year. They were the only team that was up on the Dodgers. I'll give them that. But, man, what a performance today by the pitching staff. And, the offense is still a work in progress. You had Fernando out with the shoulder injury. He thinks he's going to be fine. Cronenworth was probably just a cramp. Yeah, Action Jackson, though, on the DL, or they call it the IL now, politically correct. Can't call anybody disabled in 2025. It's the IL now. It's the injured list. Pretty soon they'll be offended when you call them injured, too, and they can take their participation trophies and cry all over them. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, but when you look at the Padres and what they were able to do today, they did it with timely hitting. Xander Bogaerts scored both the runs. Had 3 hits today. Manny Machado on base 4 times, you know what I mean? And even the out he made, he flew out and advanced the runner from second to third, who would later come around to score. So a great job by Manny today. Gonzalez comes up from the minors 2 for 4 with an RBI today with those players out, and Heyward stepped up with a couple of hits. So a great job by those guys. And, they still have been struggling with runners in scoring position, 2 for 14 today. And that has been the MO in this series. They had trouble with it with the Cubs over the weekend as well in Chi-Town. Hey, real quick while you're here, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Love being here every day with your Padres POSTCAST. While you're here, slap a subscribe, man. Smash that button and then hit the bell, because when you hit the bell, you get the alerts when we come your way with more content. And then, of course, come on in, say what up to your boy in the chat. San Diego 10-3. First place, you know what I'm saying? Look, you win 2 out of 3. That's the Meatloaf song. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And look, when you think about it, that game last night, the injuries, the horror stories, you're in a minor league stadium, the bandbox, you're hoping to get out of there alive. And yeah, it is what it is. The only team the A's have beaten there this year are the Padres, but San Diego with a good win today to wrap up the series. And when you're looking at the standings, 10-3, Dodgers 9-4, San Fran 8-3, Arizona 7-6. You got the Rockies at 2-8. They were terrible last year with the worst record in baseball. And so when you look at the Rockies last year and you look at what they are so far this year, you're kind of expecting, nothing short of 2 out of 3 and probably a sweep. And then the Cubbies come in right after that. You get a chance to get a little bit of revenge on Chicago, but love the numbers, love having you here. Appreciate the love and support. Hoping to get out to San Diego more this year and do some shows with you, and really pumped about that. And right there in the gas lamp and right outside the stadium, it's just a great spot to be, whether there's a game that day or not. So pumped for that Petco experience. And how many stadiums, right? How many stadiums are right there in that downtown, in that CBD, in that central business district of a city? Yeah, but San Diego right there. I mean, the beautiful blue skies and everything right there, and gas lamp right there. It's a lot of fun. So big win for the Pods today, and they go to 10-3 and remain in first place. It's your Padres postcast and the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. San Diego scored 1 run in the 3rd inning and 1 run in the 5th. Gonzalez singled to center, driving in Bogaerts. Sheets with a sacrifice fly, driving in Bogaerts in the 5th. And Urias with the A's had a sacrifice fly to center, scoring Langoliers. And that was the only run of the game for them. Again, it was in the 2nd inning. The big thing for the Padres today was they had 12 hits and only 2 runs. They could have busted this thing open any number of times, just couldn't get that big hit in any of those innings. And we've seen that recently with Tatis out, with Cronenworth out, with Jackson Merrill out. Look, there's a lot of holes in that lineup that wouldn't normally be there. So I really am, and I don't know how you feel about this, San Diego. It makes me feel good to see the way that Vásquez, Morejon, Estrada, and Adam and Suarez stepped up today. When you're talking about that bullpen, man, again, with this bullpen, 4 scoreless innings, they give up 3 hits and 2 walks. They strike out 3. But again, just, Robert Suarez in the 9th inning walks the first guy, and then it's a double play right away. 7-pitch save, number 6 on the season for him. And Adam could be a closer just about anywhere, even here, obviously. And what an amazing 1-2 punch to have. But the more guys like Morejon and Estrada, you know what I mean, and Peralta, and those guys are coming in, giving you innings and chewing it up and not giving up runs. They've been amazing so far this year. And today it was without a doubt the pitching and the defense. It's Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, and I will tell you what, man, I am so pumped to be here after another win today, a first-place team. Look what's lining up this summer. You got the Dodgers, you got the Giants, you got the Diamondbacks, all those California teams, plus the Diamondbacks, just an hour trip over to Arizona by flight, or you want to drive, it's less than 6. And think about what a summer it's going to be with the standings being what they're going to be. You got Game Time. You can always get those great deals, and you know what I mean? They got everything with Game Time to help you get you hooked up for the tickets, for the trips, and everything like that. So it'll be a lot of fun all summer long. Jim Greasehaber, Call Me Grease, still to come. Star of the game, still to come. Turning Point. We'll get you ready for the Rockies series this weekend, although Javi will have a lot more of that on your Locked On Padres podcast, but it's your postcast. We're talking about the win that was 2-1 Padres. They take 2 out of 3, ain't bad, in the series, and they head back home to San Diego to take on the Rockies. We have injury updates as well. So much more coming your way. But right now, incredible deals from even more incredible companies, just because you are a part of what we do. Part of our family here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, Call Me Grease. Keeping it going. Padres Postcast. Stay right here. First things first will be that one. There we go. And Monarch Money is our title sponsor. More on them in a minute. But if you, my friend, are looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious, crack into a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. That is right. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1-ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. And that's really important. I love the no shells variety myself, the perfect grab and go snack for busy days, whether I'm at my desk snacking, I'm on a road trip, or I just need a quick protein boost. They're always my go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite as well. Complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids coming right there. Such a protein punch. Grab and go ease. It's like a snack meditation. Whether it's meetings, drop it off the kids. Wonderful pistachios are a snack that works as hard as you do. So get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more about Wonderful Pistachios on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. All right, trying to get this StreamYard to go a little bit faster as you pop up the stuff there on the screen, but it does what it does. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That is where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. Monarch Money is a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. You get surprising insights, like you realize I did, how much you're spending on food delivery, and now I budget smarter and save more. You get that all in one convenience, which I love. You don't have to juggle multiple apps. You can just use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. You can manage money with your partner. It's smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year with Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. One more thing to hit here with you. I want to thank you for making us your first watch/listen every single day. Myself and Javi with Locked On Padres Postcast. Very important that we always thank you for that, because you're the lifeblood of this network, your team every day. So smash that subscribe, hit that bell so you get the alerts when we're coming your way with more content, and come on into the chat and say what's up. We have a great group of people here on this channel, and we love all y'all, so we appreciate it. Once again, thank you for making us your first watch/listen. We are free on YouTube. We are free wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it, we're there. And then we are free, with OTT, yeah, you know me, this whole party. We are free on Roku as well. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We got a bunch of things to do and a short time to do it in. 2-1 Padres. They scored one in the third and one in the fifth. The A's won in the second. So 2-12 and none for the Padres, 1-2 and 1 for the A's. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've been, obviously it's been a lot of fun watching this team day in and day out and seeing what they do. They pick each other up. Bogaerts with a big day today, 3 for 5, 2 runs scored. And really, scored the 2 runs that they scored in the game. His average is at 304. Manny Machado, 2 for 3. He walked twice, was on base 4 times. The one time he got out, he drove a runner from second to third with a fly ball who came home on a sac fly. It was Bogaerts. So Manny in the middle of everything today, as well as Sheets with the sacrifice fly that put him ahead. But really, when you talk about today's game with the 2 for 14 in scoring position and, the 12 hits and only 2 runs, you're talking about Randy Vásquez. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. And Morejon, Estrada, Adam, and Suarez. I mean, look at Adam and Suarez. They each walked a guy, and Adam had 2 strikeouts, but no hits allowed by either one of those guys. But Morejon, Estrada, Adam, and Suarez, 4 scoreless innings to back up Vásquez today. And when you think about this, right, it's really incredible when you talk about the ability for guys to just come in a game cold and shut a team down. And with the new rules with the bullpen, it really has been fantastic. The Padres, I don't know if they have the best bullpen in baseball, but they are way up there. And the Giants behind them, the Dodgers behind them, of course, the D-backs, that's going to be the best division or one of the best divisions in baseball. For my money, it's the American League East and, of course, the NL West, the 2 divisions in baseball that you really want to watch all year long. But an incredible job by the Pods today. They scratched out the runs they needed. Look, the hitting with runners in scoring position, the runners on base, runners left on base, that's a big issue right now for them. And with Fernando out and with Cronenworth out, we don't know how long, Merrill out for at least 8 more games or at least 8 more days. You think about that and you go, wow, man, it's a patchwork lineup. You got holes in it. and the pitching staff is going to be called on to do even more. But you're heading back home. You got the Rockies coming in for a weekend series. I don't know what's going to happen here with Pavetta's spot up next, and then Hart after that. Will they skip Hart and go right back to King and Cease to wrap up the series? I would think that they would skip that guy at the end of the rotation in Hart, and maybe they will. Maybe they won't. It's early in the season. I don't know, but the bullpen could use a break. That's for sure. So one extra arm in the bullpen that day, a guy like Hart or whatever, would probably be really helpful. And I'm just spitballing, thinking out loud. I must have about $1 million on me right now. All right, let's go. Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. We got some benchmarks to hit before we get on out of here. First things first.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I mean, it'd have to be the second run scored for the Padres, right? It'd have to be the second run scored for San Diego in the 5th inning. It would have, that's where the game was won, because the pitching staff, and really when Suarez got the lead runner on base in the 9th and got the double play, there's a bunch of places in this game where the game turned. Manny getting Bogaerts over to third, he scores. So a couple of times, you know what I mean? When you're looking at a game where both runs that you scored, you know what I mean, where Xander Bogaerts, Gonzalez singled him in, and then the sacrifice fly for Gavin Sheets, and that was that was when Manny flew out to right and went. So Bogaerts doubles to left, Machado flies to right, Bogaerts goes to third, and with one out, Sheets hits a sacrifice fly. That is your turning point in the game, because that is how they ended up winning it. So you know what I'm saying? Like Xander Bogaerts, who had himself one hell of a day, and Manny Machado, who did as well, had himself a great series. There's Xander Bogaerts right there scoring both runs, and there is Manny being Manny, knocking him over. And so on a day when Arise was quiet, and on a day with no Fernando, no Cronenworth, no Jackson Merrill, look what these two guys did. All right, one more thing to get to before we get on out of here, and that is...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Xander Dander, there he is. Xander Bogaerts scores both runs for the Padres as they get on out of Sacramento with another win, and he looked real good today. Xander Bogaerts scoring runs, and look at Iglesias out there in the field playing that tremendous defense, just going through some things here today. The pitching staff was phenomenal. Look at that play at the plate right there, and that was the one run they scored. You know what I'm saying? Very close bang-bang play. There's Bogaerts turning 2 right there. You know what I'm saying? Just one of those days, and the result is a win for the San Diego Padres. Look at that right there. They take 2 out of 3. Ain't bad. Day off tomorrow, heading back home. The Rockies coming into town on Friday. Let's take a look and see what they have for a pitching matchup set for Friday. And Friday, it looks like Pivetta and German Marquez. And then you have on Saturday, Kyle Hart has been announced by the Padres. Maybe a little bit of a surprise there to me with the day off, why you wouldn't go right back to King and then Cease there. Not sure what the reasoning is or if that might change. I would just not have Hart pitch whatsoever in that spot, but you never know. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thanking you profusely for joining me here today. Want to thank all our sponsors. Want to thank everybody at Locked On. What a wonderful network it is. So happy to be here. Thanks to the Padres and all of you Padres fans for making this show special every single day. Don't forget Javi with Locked On Padres podcast. And hey, thank you for making us your first listen/watch today, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, of course, YouTube, of course, Roku. For your second listen, your second watch, check out Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's all there is, Pods fan. There is no more. Padres Postcast on your Wednesday. 2-1 San Diego beats the A's. Off tomorrow, back with the Cubs on Friday. We'll be here right after with the Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Until then, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. As always, thanking you profusely for being here and being the best part of this network and reminding you to always keep your game tight and your mind right, San Diego. I'm out.